Shut the up. I don't give a dude. Look at this. Look at this. He's fighting a professional boxer. Mike Tyson in his prime. In those years from like 86, 87 to 89, 90, whatever those years were, where he was just storming the gates. I put that Mike Tyson up against anybody who ever lived. That guy was a special fighter. He was just a juggernaut. Just you couldn't stop him. He was a different guy. It's like a different model of fighter than we had ever seen in the heavyweight division before. Destroyer, man, where every fight was an execution. I mean, just ferocious, destructive, accurate. Everything is perfect. Jake Paul has disrespected Mike Tyson, and now he wants to kill him. Tyson got his famous face tattoo in 2003 before his fight against Clifford Etienne. After becoming a Muslim, he deeply regretted the tattoo and got it removed due to it being prohibited in Islam. This is when Jake took it too far and got a replica tattoo, the same one Mike was so ashamed of, and posted a video insulting Tyson. This was only the start to Mike's anger. Jake took this a step further by recording himself biting a fake ear before revealing a black man with a portion of his ear bitten off. This was a reference to Tyson's infamous ear-biting event involving Evander Holyfield in 1997. Despite the light-hearted nature of the taunt, Tyson's ear-biting incident remains one of the most notorious moments in boxing history. And instead of this scaring Jake, he is using this as a way to make fun of Tyson and get into his head. Jake's goal is to make Tyson so angry that he loses composure. However, I think an angry Tyson is the most dangerous version to fight.
Just forget that Jake Paul is a YouTube guy and watch him box.
Yeah.
Kid can fight. And that Tommy Fury fight really showed that. Goes to a split decision against a legit undefeated boxer.
The one thing he doesn't want to do is fight Mike.
No.
He wants to fight Mike, I think.
Why? I don't give a f if he's 55. That's still Mike Tyson.
Mike's in good shape, too.
He trains with Rafael Cordero. When you see him holding the mitts for Tyson, and Tyson smashing the mitts, like, Jesus, that guy will hurt you.
Hi, big boy! Sign the contract!
Sign the contract, big boy. Sign the contract.
Sign the contract.
No problem. Saturday, July 20th. See you there, buddy.
Joe Rogan was shocked when he learned that Mike Tyson was set to make his return to the boxing ring against Jake Paul. Rogan has always regarded Mike Tyson as a powerful boxing icon. And even though he respects Jake Paul for taking up this fight, he doesn't think a young Paul can defeat Iron Mike in a professional boxing match. The boxing world has also expressed its dissatisfaction about the fight taking place, but for a different reason. You see, Mike Tyson is 58 years old, and many feel he is incapable of fighting Paul in a professional bout. Unfortunately, Mike isn't having any of it and has insisted on several occasions that he wants to finish Paul and knock him out of boxing.
So many people, even the Saudi chief, got on social media and said, Mike, forget the script. Beat this guy. What do you say? Tell these people who keep saying that this fight is scripted for Jake Paul to win.
Well, just come to the fight and you'll see. Listen, I started Jake off and I'm gonna finish him.
However, things aren't going great for the boxing legend after he recently had a medical emergency while traveling from Miami to Los Angeles. Thankfully, it was just a minor ulcer flare-up, and Iron Mike's condition was soon stabilized. However, it led to the July 20th fight, with Jake Paul getting canceled, which was then postponed to a later date. The new date for the fight was recently announced. Well, Mike Tyson just announced that November 15th is the new fight date for his clash with Jake Paul. He also had a stern warning for Paul ahead of the fight.
Different date, same fate. I'm gonna knock out Jake Paul.
Mike Tyson has made his intentions clear about knocking out Jake Paul. However, the boxing world isn't happy about Mike Tyson being ecstatic to fight Paul. International Boxing Hall of Fame Bernard Hopkins slammed Iron Mike for taking this fight. He went so far to say that the boxing legend was degrading himself by taking this fight.
Mike Tyson coming out to fight Jake Paul.
I don't like it.
Is it because of the...
Jay, I look at Mike as like, I look at him different. in a way of my era, like people looked at Ali. And I looked at Ali different too, but not too many people. Marvin Hagler, Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Robinson. I don't like it. I think it's become more of a sideshow with some sweat, maybe some blood, if we're lucky. I won't watch it. No, I can watch two turtles race and be more excited.
Is it because of the advanced age of Mike Tyson and the youth of Jake Paul? Just a mismatch, or?
It's because how I look at Mike Tyson. And I shared not only the ring with Mike Tyson a few times, but the era, right? A little tip of the era. I just think it degrades him. And you got someone to cover up, like, you're getting $100 million, getting $200 million. Please. Okay.
I believe y'all call it that itch. When it comes to that itch, how do you, as a fighter with y'all now, tame that itch?
So you asking me when a fighter get that itch, what do you do to give it that? You take a shower. I see,
Many other experts also expressed their disappointment about this fight taking place.
Yeah, you're asking the wrong guy. I'm a hardcore boxing fan. He's one of my heroes. I find it very sad. But it's a big event. I understand people are going to watch it. And it's entertainment, I guess. But for someone that idolised the guy growing up, yeah, not the best day.
You think Jake Paul gets any credibility if he beats Mike Tyson?
He's 58 years old.
Thoughts on this Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight?
Oh, geez, I don't. It's a bit strange. You know, is my interest? The interest is a low one. I don't know. I don't really. I don't understand it.
Got it. Any difference between this one and?
I wish well for Mike.
We're gonna go. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Just right now, Jake Paul is set to fight Mike Tyson July 20th.
I swear to God, I was with Mike Tyson 1 week ago in Saudi Arabia. The first thing I thought is how lean he was. He's got an aura.
By the way, Mike's going to be 58 years old at this fight, and Jake's going to be 27. And can Mike still beat Jake or no?
Jake will beat him, but yeah, Mike could go with him.
You think Jake's going to beat Mike Tyson? I don't see how he can just go take an L to Jake Paul.
He's 30 years older.
Sometimes grandpa's got to whoop up on some kids.
Right now, I get out of breath running to the bathroom here. Imagine 60 years old.
Manny, with all due respect, you're not Mike Tyson.
In the contract, big boy. Come on, sign the contract.
This thing is going to look terrible on TV. You think this thing is going to draw more than Mike versus Roy? You think this thing is going to draw more than Fury versus Francis? It's going to look ridiculous in an 80,000 seat arena. And what would be the reason that they're boxing? Money. Yep, sure. Yeah, we understand that. That doesn't work. It's a flop. It's a flop. Floyd and Connor in the fight capital of the world did less than 12,000 tickets. Come on, man. In Texas? Come on.
So this is a lose-lose for Jake Paul. You can't go out there and potentially beat up Uncle Mike, the guy that's so loved by the world. You don't get no cool points for that. Let's say you go in there and you do beat up Uncle Mike. So you think now people are going to respect you. Oh, Jake Paul, yeah, you beat Mike Tyson, 58-year-old Mike Tyson. No, you're not going to get the respect for that. In fact, I think it'd actually be worse. People might hate you more because it's Uncle Mike. Everyone loves Uncle Mike. But on the flip side, you go out there and you get put to sleep, which is a possibility because Uncle Mike still has that punching power. He's still ferocious and he will still come at you. You go out there and get put to sleep. Let's just go ahead and sign the death certificate of your career. There's no more career after that.
Mike Tyson at his age is facing a YouTuber that is much younger and hungry and capable of boxing as well. So it's going to be a good example for people that are at Mike's age.
Yeah.
It's also actually a good example for me to keep on punching, so to speak, and hopefully. And I look forward to that match as well. You can only be too old in your mind.
Yeah.
If you control your mind, you control everything in your life.
And Tyson, I don't care who you are, nobody's above Father Time. Tyson's what, like 6 years old, I think?
Tyson is 57.
57.
And Jake Paul is 27.
Yeah, you know, man, that you know, no matter how much of an athlete and mean Tyson was in his prime, this is way past his prime. So I just don't know how much of Tyson is left, you know? All these heavyweights that Tyson's been fighting, those shots just don't go away. You know, he's gotten hit by some of the hardest hitters that ever walked planet Earth, dead square on the jaw. So that only gets worse with time, you know. So could Jake beat him? Yeah. But is that Mike Tyson? No, it's not Mike Tyson. We all know who Mike Tyson is. But obviously he's not fighting Mike Tyson. He's fighting the shuttle Mike Tyson. I don't know, man. Maybe I overthink things like this in this matter too much, but there's too much.
Well, not everyone is condemning this fight. Ryan Garcia was recently asked about his thoughts on Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. He thought this was a great fight for Paul. He also shared his thoughts on Iron Mike.
What do you think about the Tyson fight that he just announced?
That's awesome. Yeah, dude. Try to fight Tyson. If he knocks you out, but at least you fought Tyson. That's cool.
At this point, I think Tyson's 58, right?
Well, that's not okay. You know, he's like 60 years old. But
how much of his power you think he lost? You think it's still Mike Tyson?
I think like that's the last thing to go.
In another interview with Jake Paul, Ryan Garcia assured Paul he's taking the right steps by fighting Mike Tyson. Jake Paul also shared how he feels about this fight.
What's your prediction for me versus Mike Tyson?
Man, my heart of hearts, I mean, it's hard for me to bet against you. You're different. I won't bet. I like Mike, so I just go for Mike because he's Uncle Mike.
Yeah.
You feel me?
No.
It's Uncle Mike.
It is. I love the guy.
I love Mike.
I feel bad for what I have to do.
You do what you got to do, brother.
Many experts also took the time to analyze both fighters and see who has a better chance of winning this fight.
To me, I think that he's not too old. I think that he is too old, but not too old for that fighter at 28 years old because Jake Paul's only been fighting for 4 years. I think that he has a big advantage because of the experience. Now, if the guy had experience and he started boxing Jake Paul when he was 8 years old or 9 years old, something like that, yes, he would be too young for Mike Tyson. But since Jake Paul's only been boxing for 4 years, no amateur experience, it's going to be very, very hard for him to get past Mike Tyson. But we will see. He works very hard. He trains hard every day. He has a great team, great coaches, but sometimes you need a little bit more experience. And I think that's what's going to be the problem in this fight is experience.
Shane Mosley also believes that Mike Tyson is already a legend, and the result of this fight won't change anything.
I think Mike is already a hero already. I think he's already a hero and he's already made his claim in the boxing world. I think this is more for Jake to be, a real fighter or fight a real fighter. And quite frankly, like Mike Tyson is very hard and he's still Mike Tyson. So it's going to be a great fight. And, I take my hat off to Jake because he actually dove right in and trying to fight even though he is 58 years old, he still punches harder than a lot of guys that can be 20, 30 years old. It doesn't matter how old they are, he still hits hard.
UFC President Dana White also discussed the fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson in an interview with Andrew Schultz. He was also asked whether he had a hand in setting up this fight.
Yeah. Pretty much everybody in the room and the other room wants to see Jake Paul get knocked out. Yeah. So you're hoping, you got the reason why you hope Tyson would pull this off.
Did you help set that up? Because I know you're close with Tyson.
God, no.
Dana White went on to criticize the fight. He stated that a fight between Paul and a 58-year-old Mike Tyson was ridiculous.
When this fight happens, Tyson will be 58 years.
I'm worried about him.
Under any circumstances, a almost 60-year-old man shouldn't be fighting a 27-year-old guy under any circumstances, even if it's Mike Tyson. So it's just ridiculous.
Now, do you think he can pull it off?
Do I think Tyson can land a shot? Yeah, if Tyson hits him.
But if Tyson lands it, what happens to the internet? Tyson knocks out.
My biggest problem with the Jake Paul thing is, and how this plays out is, when he actually fought somebody who was a boxer, who had the same type of record he has, who was his age,
Tommy,
and who was his size, he lost.
Yeah.
So they're never going to go that route again, right?
Mike Tyson's former coach, Teddy Atlas, was also asked to share his thoughts on this fight being sanctioned as a professional boxing bout. He had an interesting opinion to share about Iron Mike. Atlas also had a stern warning for Paul.
Tyson ain't, look, we know he's 58, whatever, right? You don't need Teddy Atlas to tell you that. But what that video does tell you, he's a different guy. Which you can expect at that, but he's a different guy. He's not that guy that he was when he was scaring the bejesus out of people, before fight. And when you knew what he was going to do, one thing, he was going to go and get you. Whether he got you or not, he was going. Now he's not. He doesn't appear to be that guy. And what is that? How does that manifest itself as far as a performance? I'll tell you one thing. He still has quick twitch fibers. He still has muscle memory. He was a great heavyweight champion. That he still, he still remembers how to slip, how to throw and fill a hole when he slipped, how to weave, how to come out of it with a hook. He still has power. The last thing to go, reflexes are gonna go. Speed is gonna be deteriorated, but power is the last thing to go. He still has power. He's still got that quick twitch with speed. The early rounds will be, if it's real. I don't know if it's real. I know one thing that's real. You know what that is? They're gonna make a lot of money. That I know. But as far as anything else, I don't know. But if it is real, the first couple rounds are gonna be dangerous for Paul. Even at 58, I don't care. They're gonna be dangerous if it's real.
He feels Paul stands no chance. However, he also gave Paul the credit for taking up this challenging fight.
And I give credit to Paul. Look, that guy's a genius. I mean, first of all, he didn't disrespect the sport. I hear people come up to me. I've been in the sport 50 years. Say, "Oh, Teddy, he disrespected the sport." No, he didn't. He went out there. He got a trainer. He worked in the gym for 4 years, 5 years, whatever the hell it's been, to try to become the best fighter that he could be. To learn the sport, to respect the sport enough to learn. Now, did he pick his spots? Was he smart? Yeah. What are we supposed to hate him for that? For being smart and finding a way to go from where he was to this and to make money? But he still was, there was a legitimacy to it. Or what's the legitimacy? Yeah, I know he picked older guys that were UFC fighters and they weren't the greatest strikers, but you know what they were? They were physically strong and apt guys that were fighters mentally. There was still an element of danger getting in the ring with them. They still were fighters. They knew how to deal with that atmosphere where he hadn't been in that atmosphere. So I give him credit for that. And I give him credit for, knowing how to make money.
While Atlas believes this is going to be an exciting and well-matched fight, former MMA fighter and actor Michael Jai White predicted this to be a one-sided affair.
I got Mike Tyson.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. I'm sorry. I don't see how Jake pulls this off. I see Mike Tyson punching him in the body, and I don't see how Jake stops that. Jake is not of the size to give Mike a problem. Mike can be, big guys would hold Mike. Guys with long reach that outweigh him.
Yeah.
I think people that's Mike's weight, with Mike's center of gravity, I don't think there's anything that's gonna stop him. Mike hits him in the body don't move that much. I don't see how Jake survives a body attack, personally.
Okay, I looked it up. Mike Tyson is 220 pounds.
That's 1 pound less than his optimal weight.
And Jake Paul is about 200 pounds. He's got about 20 pound
Are
difference.
you kidding me? He's only 200?
Yeah.
Oh, gee. This is worse than I thought.
That was his last fight. That's what he weighed in as.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Now, while this fight is scheduled to go ahead as planned in November, fans who are concerned for Mike Tyson's health and don't wish to see this clash go ahead have some hope. Turns out, Iron Mike will still need to pass extensive medical screening for his rescheduled fight with Jake Paul. Telemange, head of communications for the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, recently revealed that Tyson is under close observation after his stomach ulcer flare up. At this point, the fight remains an 8-round contest over 2-minute rounds with 14-ounce gloves, he said. Manges previously noted that Tyson must submit favorable results from an electroencephalogram, EEG, and an electrocardiogram, EKG, to fight. As I think I've said before, the department will stay informed about the health of the combatants and will obtain more information if needed to protect their health and safety. Mange added, In addition to pre-licensing medical screening, TDLR's ringside physicians also conduct pre-fight physicals before the event. TDLR rules state that licensure does not automatically authorize an individual to participate in an event if their health or safety could be compromised. The Texas Commission has promised to call the fight off permanently if another issue with Tyson's health arises. So it looks like this fight is unlikely to take place if Mike Tyson has another health scare. But what do you think about this? Is this a fair move by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation? Should the fight be canceled now? Also, who wins in this fight? Do share your thoughts and predictions in the comments. That's all for today. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.